Welcome back to episode 62 of Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson. Thank you for checking out this week's episode. Please feel free to share it with others as well as check out previous episodes. I want to give a special shout out again to Sean Swarner for being on the podcast last week. It was super awesome. We had so much fun. If you have not listened to last week's episode, I highly suggest you to listen to it right after this week's episode. It was amazing. Sean provided us with a lot of great information, including action steps that I know can be applied to your lives. I know I've been thinking about them a lot over the last week and seeing how I can apply them to my life as well. This week, I am super excited as we are about to embark on a special 15-week series based on my book, Defeating the Unbeatable. Each week, we will discuss one of the chapters and how it can be applied to our daily lives to help us defeat the week. Our first episode in this series is the concept of pregame. For those of you who have read the book, each chapter has a direct connection to baseball. Those of you that have listened to these podcasts know baseball has always been a huge part of my life, and I figured it was a great opportunity to kind of combine that love of baseball with going through difficult times. And pregame is that moment, possibly one of the most important moments for baseball, but it's also one of the least exciting. This is where the prep work, those final preparations take place right before the game. It's that time where players are doing their final stretching, taking ground balls, making sure their arms are good and loose, their legs are good and loose right before the game so that they are ready to perform. These are the things that fans don't typically spend much time watching, but are vital to the success of the players. Most of the time, this is where fans are walking around the stadium, checking out the different gift shops and the concession stands. But it's very important for these baseball players to just ensure that everything is right and make sure they are good to go. In the same way, if we are wanting to be successful, we must prepare ourselves to experience things. In my book, I talk about Joseph and how he was betrayed by his brothers because of the dreams he was having. And at this moment, as he was being betrayed and handed over, Joseph knew in his heart that things would happen down the road and had seen these visions in his dreams and had to make the decision that he was going to be playing the game, and he began preparing. In spite of his immediate struggles and struggles that would follow, he knew with the correct prep work and doing the right things, his dreams would happen that God had provided to him solely to be able to help many others, including his family. So I want you to think, what are areas of your life you have to make decisions? Maybe they are as big as Joseph's, and you have to make this decision that could be very large and impactful to not only yourself, but many others. Maybe it is something geared to just you individually. They all are going to have lasting impacts on our lives. So we have to be being prepared. So the action steps for this week, number one, examine your life and determine if there are areas that you are on the verge of stepping up to the plate and playing that game and needing to prepare. Maybe you're getting ready to go on a hiking vacation or starting a new workout regimen that you need to prepare for, or a new job that will cause major changes to your life. You need to start preparing them. If you're not able to identify these areas of your life, you'll never be prepared. They'll catch you off guard and they will not go as well as you would hope. Now, I get sometimes we have things in our lives that we don't know that we needed to prepare for, such as a cancer diagnosis or an injury or whatever like that, where it's that immediate. But the way we're living our lives, we still have things put in place that will help us, that we will lean upon. Number two, think about the steps you need to take to begin stretching and warming up before the game so you are prepared. This may involve creating a list of what needs to be done, getting your workout equipment prepared and ready, having that workout space ready to go, thinking back to that 1%, those steps that you put in place to help reach your goals. And then doing the mind work to mentally prepare for when it happens. Now, once again, if it's something immediate, like a out of nowhere illness, the way you've lived your life, whether it's with your proper exercise or food intake or mental interactions that you've had maybe with your faith, those are all preparing you to be able to go into this. And then step 3, step up to plate and play the game and go for whatever it is you prepared for. Don't think, oh, maybe I'll get to it later on. You have to jump in then, or you are going to be falling behind. Quote for this week, just as always, this one's great, and I feel like it brings it all together as it is from a very high level college football coach. And the quote is, the only thing that helps you win the game is preparation and getting your mind ready to go to battle. That's what you've got to do. It's by Mark Richt, the head football coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, who have won several national championships and super successful. He knows a lot about being prepared. He has to do it week in and week out. So great quote to help us kind of finish this week's episode. I hope you guys have a great day and defeat the week.